Welcome, Tarnished. Today we take a detailed, careful look at Elden Ring, Nightreign, a title that has sparked curiosity, debate, and cautious optimism across the gaming world. What is Nightreign really? Is it an evolution of the beloved Souls formula, or something else entirely? What can you expect if you choose to step into this shadowed, mist-encircled world? And perhaps, most importantly, is it worth your time, your energy, and your money? This is not a superficial overview or a first-glance reaction. We will explore the mechanics, the design philosophy, the community response, and the broader meaning of this release, so that when you walk away, you have not just the facts, but the context to decide if this experience is right for you. Let's begin. At its core, Nightreign is a bold experiment by FromSoftware, a studio famous for its carefully crafted, single-player, deeply atmospheric action RPGs. This is not a direct sequel to Elden Ring. It is not a continuation of the Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion. Instead, it is a standalone, multiplayer-focused, rogue-lite spin-off that reimagines key Souls concepts within a cooperative, time-limited framework. In Nightreign, players form teams of 3, either with friends or through matchmaking, and take on a repeating cycle of challenges. You drop into a sprawling open map. You have a limited amount of time to explore, loot, fight, and strengthen your character. A shrinking mist zone gradually narrows the playable space, pushing you and your team inward toward critical encounters. Each day concludes with a major boss fight. Survive and you advance to the next day, culminating in a final confrontation with one of the game's 8 towering Night Lord bosses. This is not a contemplative, exploration-driven adventure. It is a fast, intense, combat-heavy experience designed for repeat runs, team synergy, and adaptive strategy. The design of Nightreign revolves around urgency. From the moment you land on the map dropped in by a spectral hawk, an evocative visual nod to the game's ethereal atmosphere, the clock is ticking. You and your companions must move quickly, seeking out points of interest scattered across the terrain. Fortified camps, ruined churches, mage towers, hidden mini-bosses, treasure caches. Each location offers resources, runes, which allow you to level up, weapons, which add both direct power and passive bonuses, buffs, which enhance specific aspects of your build. But unlike Elden Ring proper, where you might take your time to explore every corner, here you are constantly under pressure. The shrinking mist zone, a battle royale-like mechanic, steadily compresses the map, forcing you to choose your objectives carefully. Do you chase another boss for a chance at high-level loot, or do you position yourself early for the upcoming Nightfall encounter? This tension between risk and reward defines each run. You have 2-day cycles to build your power, culminating in a final day reserved solely for the showdown with the Night Lord. One of Nightreign's most distinctive departures from the Souls formula is its fixed class system. Rather than creating a custom character, you select from one of 8 predefined archetypes, each known as a Nightfarer. Each offers a unique combination of passive abilities, active skills on short cooldowns, ultimate abilities on longer cooldowns, and specialized synergies with certain weapon types. This system encourages, and in many cases, requires teamwork. A well-balanced team might combine a mobile grappling class character for rapid movement and repositioning, a heavy tank or guardian who can absorb and manage aggro, a caster or support who can debuff enemies, deal ranged damage, or even resurrect fallen teammates. Reviving allies in particular is one of Nightreign's most distinctive mechanical features. It is not done through menus or passive interactions, but through active combat, striking a downed companion to restore them, sometimes under immense pressure. This is where Nightreign shines. In its best moments, the game fosters real cooperation, emergent strategy, and those rare, exhilarating moments when a coordinated team pulls off a comeback under impossible odds. It is important to note that Nightreign is, first and foremost, a multiplayer game. While it is technically possible to play solo, the experience is often punishing and incomplete. Boss mechanics designed for 3 players can overwhelm a lone fighter, and the game's revival system, built around active cooperation, simply does not translate to solo play in a satisfying way. Playing with random teammates through matchmaking offers mixed results. While you can certainly find moments of shared triumph, the lack of communication tools and the fast-paced nature of the game often lead to disorganized, inefficient runs, especially when players quit mid-session, leaving the remaining team underpowered for the climactic fights. The intended and most rewarding way to experience Nightreign is with a dedicated team of friends. With coordination, communication, and shared strategy, the game reveals its richest dynamics. Sharing loot to optimize team power, combining ultimates for maximum impact, coordinating boss mechanics, and rescuing each other in high-stakes encounters. Without that layer of social connection, much of the game's design feels diminished. FromSoftware has always been known for its boss design, and Nightreign does not disappoint in terms of spectacle. Over 20 bosses populate the game's rotating encounters, including reimagined versions of iconic figures from previous Souls games, the Nameless King, the Centipede Demon, Jukes, Dear Freya. These are not mere copy-pastes. They have been thoughtfully adapted for co-op play, with new mechanics, adjusted attack patterns, and multi-target challenges that demand team coordination. However, Nightreign does face a significant challenge familiar to many rogue-lite designs: repetition. While the map is large and intricately detailed, it remains largely static across runs. Points of interest shuffle slightly, but over time, the optimal routes and strategies become apparent. Weapon drops, buffs, and relic upgrades begin to feel familiar, and without meaningful randomization or procedural generation, the sense of discovery can fade, leaving players to rely solely on the strength of the combat loop to maintain engagement. The relic system, which provides meta progression across runs, offers some incentive, but many of its unlocks are modest stat boosts rather than transformative abilities, limiting its long-term pull. Nightreign is, above all, an experiment. It represents FromSoftware's willingness to push its celebrated formula into new territory, embracing multiplayer design, rogue-lite mechanics, and time-limited gameplay loops. At its best, it offers thrilling, cooperative combat encounters that challenge players to adapt, strategize, and work together under pressure. Its class system is engaging, its boss fights are spectacular, and its moment-to-moment gameplay carries the unmistakable weight and precision that Souls fans have come to expect. At its weakest, Nightreign struggles with repetition, limited variety, and an experience that feels heavily dependent on having the right teammates. For solo players, it may feel frustrating or incomplete. For those seeking a deep, endlessly replayable roguelite, it may not offer enough variety to sustain long-term investment. But for players eager to experience Elden Ring's combat in a fresh, cooperative context, for those who value challenge, coordination, and spectacle, Nightreign offers something genuinely compelling. It is not a perfect game, nor is it trying to be. It is an experimental one. And in that, it succeeds more often than it stumbles. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Elden Ring Nightreign. I hope this has provided not just information, but meaningful insight, helping you decide whether this game aligns with your tastes and expectations. If you found this deep dive valuable, feel free to share your thoughts, subscribe, or simply take this knowledge forward into your own decision making. Until next time, stay sharp and may your path be clear wherever it leads. Enjoy the next couple of minutes of pure gameplay.